Blog Talk Radio. Hi everyone, this is Margo. It's Sunday morning, July 3rd, 2016, day before July 4th, Independence Day. And I just wanted to do a weekly recap of what's going on. It's really been a mind blower this week. I know everyone's attracted to the title. I saw Satan's Classroom, which I did, and recap of my interview with Jordan Maxwell. First of all, I'm going to start out by reading an article that I wrote and put up on my website, because this will lay the foundation for what I'm going to talk about today. And you can find this article on my website at margoshealingcorner.com, and just click on the articles page. And this article is entitled, "Is Earth Ascending? A New Perspective on Heaven and Hell." As I delve deeper into this work, my own experiences become more and more amazing, especially when removing implants from people and viewing into the other dimensions to heal and align their other dimensional bodies. I was recently working with a client, and I had one of those experiences. I had removed their implants and given them the shielding technique. Then, while viewing the other dimensions for attacks on those bodies, I saw some amazing things on 4D and 5D. I also received clarification regarding Earth's ascension and heaven and hell. I always start this part of the session by viewing on the highest dimension that I am guided to, and then work my way down to 1D. In this particular session, when I came to 5D, I saw the Arcturians there. I know the Arcturians are from the higher than the fifth dimension, but they can manifest on any dimension. They basically go where they are needed. I saw them monitoring the fifth dimension, which I also realized is the Christian heaven. They are protecting it and keeping it ready for the Great One, what I call the soul of the earth. They will be overseeing the birth of our planet into 5D and monitoring which souls will come along. I've also received information in the past that as the earth moves forward, there will come a point when the timelines will split. One timeline will involve the earth moving into 5D along with the highest spiritual or awakened souls. In that timeline, it will be like what is described in the Bible as the new earth and 1,000 years of peace. The dark masters and rulers will not be able to go to that world. In the other timeline, there will be a dead planet as the soul of the earth will have left. The dark rulers will continue to reign with their technology and artificial intelligence. In this realm, the humans who did not move into 5D will be enslaved by the transhumanist movement and will become robots themselves. This will be a pocket dimension from which no one will be able to escape, and it will eventually self-destruct. When I viewed 4D, I saw much darkness, demons, earthbound spirits, black Nazi UFOs, technology, control panels, chaos, and what I would describe as heaven and hell. The message I received at this point was that the Earth is ascending, but it cannot jump directly from 3D to 5D. In order to get to 5D, it has to go through 4D. I then thought of the Mayan calendar and about the last age ending in 2012, at which point the Earth would move to a new reality. I believe the ascension did start then, but instead of moving immediately into the better reality, it started moving into 4D. CERN came fully online in 2009. I also believe it is playing a big part in opening up dark portals and allowing the demonic entities into this world. The world has been witnessing an ever-increasing evil in every aspect. Every form of life on the planet is under assault. It has only been getting worse. I believe it is because we are actually moving deeper into 4D. In 4D, the darkness rules. We are in Satan's domain. The rules have changed. Human rights are becoming non-existent. Blood sacrifices and dark rituals are coming out in the open. Satanism and pedophilia is being openly displayed. With genetic modification, the sacredness of God's creation is being destroyed and perverted. I now understand this is all part of this dark fourth dimension. I also understand that as we pass through this realm, we must be the most discerning and wise. We must not be lured off our spiritual path. The spiritual path and our divine connection is the only thing we should be concerned with. I've never been a Bible-thumping Christian. Much of my life I didn't even think about Jesus or consider that I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. I never thought much about hell. I didn't know if it existed or not. At certain times in my life, I considered myself to be an atheist. I followed the New Age movement quite a lot, and much of my work was considered New Age. But now I'm seeing how the dark forces have infiltrated everything on this planet in order to control and manipulate as many souls as possible to their side. I believe that many people following the New Age are being completely deceived. They think that everything is love and light. They don't believe there is evil, and they think nothing bad will befall them. Well, how do you explain Christians being beheaded because of their belief? Is that not evil? Is sacrificing innocent children for the dark ones to drink their blood not evil? Is poisoning our water and foods on the entire planet not evil? The list of atrocities goes on and on. We've all been victims here. The time is coming for us to awaken and not be victims any longer. Going through 4D is the hardest part of this journey. This is when the darkness will prevail and will be the most encompassing. This is also the time in which the dark ones will be able to influence people the most and lure them to the dark path. Many will go unknowingly, simply by living their lives and being unaware. They are asleep to the reality of this horror. If one is aligned with God, Jesus, and the light forces, one can be guided through the maze ahead and cloaked and protected. In my work, I've seen clients come into direct contact with Jesus along with their angels, guides, and their star family. They are not separate. They are all part of the same team. I've seen the Galactic Council many times, and its various beings that meet concerning the well-being of Earth and its inhabitants. I know this sounds fantastic, but this is more real to me than what I see with my 3D eyes. The more I do this work, the more I'm confirmed in what I see and experience. and the closer I come to God and Jesus on a very personal level. They are here, and we can contact them. They want us to reach out, and until we do, they remain in the background. A division of the planet is coming. We can see it happening. When the time comes to make the choice, which will you make? Consider this. By not making a choice, you have chosen the lower path by default, the one that most people will go on. Is this what you really want? Could Jesus' descent into hell and rescuing the saints be his coming to rescue us as we move through the fourth dimension? I wrote that article on May 13th, 2016. And since then, I've taken the red pill a few more times. Now I'll go into seeing how I saw Satan's classroom this week. I was working with a client doing implant removal. I'd done the implant removal and was working with interdimensional healing. And when I got to 4D, I did view Satan's classroom. And it really shocked me and disturbed me, and I'm still processing it. And it confirmed everything that I saw back in May, and even more. And what I viewed was a classroom. I saw how Satan is drawing his armies from all different realms. I saw many demonic entities. I saw a lot of different extraterrestrial races. I saw earthbound spirits. I saw ghosts. And I saw many humans, and humans that I recognize who are very well known, who I will not name them openly, because I don't want to become under attack. You're going to have to use your own discernment to decide who these beings are. But they are very well known in the New Age realm. They're very well known in secret space programs. I will not name names openly at all. Like I said, you will have to use your own discernment. And I've seen others, and it boggles my mind to see how they're all in this classroom and they don't know it. And in the classroom, Satan has everyone there, and he was up there in front of the room with this chalkboard and had stuff written on it, and he had his pointer and was pointing to it and teaching them and training them. And then he drew a circle in the air, and it's like his whole message and his whole teaching became a holographic image. And then he directed that holographic image into the energetic field of everyone in the classroom individually. And what I also saw is that this is done at night when people are asleep, when they're not protected, when they have opened themselves up to these lower astral realms, and it's going into them when they are unaware of it. And this is also how these people, they all speak the same language. And what I mean by that, they're all saying this, that they have the same experiences. They're all speaking the same talk. They're all one mind, a hive mind, one mind. They're not having any original thoughts. It's all programming, and it's like everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, and they want to hear more and more and more about this. But what I'm seeing is that it's a program from Satan, and it's a program full of lies to distract people from what's really going on, from our humanity's final hours. And what's really going on is that people are buying into a lot of stuff that's not true, and it's giving Satan a foothold, and people are not tuning in to their own divinity, and they are being deceived. And so that's the recap on that, on what I saw. and it was very disturbing who I saw there and how it's happening and how easy it is for people to be deceived. And these are people who are preaching love and light and that everything is going to be okay, but it's not going to be okay. And the only way it's going to be okay is for you to be okay inside yourself and your own connection with God and Jesus. And that's the only way it's going to be okay. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my interview with Jordan Maxvill. I had a private interview with him on June 24th. It went over 2 hours. And I really took the red pill with this one. We talked about the opening of the tunnel in Switzerland and the demonic ritual with the opening of the tunnel. And if you don't know about that, just go on YouTube and do a search for opening of the tunnel in Switzerland, and you'll see that. And you need to get prayed up for that. It's really disturbing. We talk about that and how that has opened more portals into hell and for the demonic realm to come forth and to manifest. We talked about Albert Pike and his letter to Giuseppe Mazzini in 1871. Now, if you don't know who Albert Pike was, he was a big Illuminati guy. He was one of the head guys in planning what was going to happen. In 1871, he wrote a letter to Giuseppe Mazzini, who was considered the director of the Illuminati, and he was an Italian revolutionary leader in the mid-1800s. And in this letter, Albert Pike outlines the 3 world wars, how they're going to happen, how they're going to take down the human race. And how it says the First World War will be to take down Russia. The Second World War will be to attack Nazism, to attack Germany. And the Third World War, which is coming, and it's all set in place, will be the Muslims against the Christians. And it's to destroy Western society. And he outlines in that, Albert Pike does, in 1871, exactly how it's going to happen. And I'm going to read you a little bit of this. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on the issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm which, in all its horror, will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens, obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries, will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, meaning that they'll destroy the Muslims, and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, meaning the Christians won't know which way to go, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out into the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. So there you have it. All you have to do is a Google search for Albert Pike's letter to Giuseppe Mazzini. Mazzini. It's Mazzini. And you'll find that. And it's all being set up. And Jordan Maxwell and I talk at length about this. And that's on my YouTube channel. And it's called Jordan Maxwell, Humanity's Final Hours, if you want to hear that full 2-hour interview. And the show goes 2 hours and 11 minutes. So, you will take a red pill if you listen to that. So it's all coming down. And I also had another disturbing thing happen. I usually am able to communicate with trees and get energy with trees and plants when I go out into nature. And about a week ago, I went to a park I used to go to and communicated with trees, and I used to get energy from them. I could feel it. As soon as I touched, like the pine trees, I'd touch their needles, or other trees, I'd touch their leaves, and I'd feel this really great energy coming into my fingers. I wouldn't even have to touch the leaves or the pine needles. I could just hold my hands very close to them and feel the energy coming in, and it would come down my arm and start filling up my body, and I would feel the energy from the trees, and we would just be communing, because I feel like the trees are cosmic messengers, because they're there, and they're there and able to just receive all of the impressions from the cosmos and all of the energies coming in. And they are beings of light here. And so I felt like I was being downloaded from the trees, and like we were communicating, and I would give them energy, they would give me energy. It was also a way for me to commune with the Great One, which is what I call Mother Earth. But I was in the park, and I touched probably 10 trees in this park, and I didn't get any energy. And I got just a little tiny bit of energy off of one tree. But I didn't understand why I wasn't getting any energy from them. And I asked God, what is this about? What is this about? And what I got was that the trees are withdrawing their essence. They have withdrawn because they know what's coming down. They know it's dark, and they don't want to be trapped here. And that we're basically living in a plastic reality now. And with the programming and the cell phone towers and the GMO and the chemtrails and all the crap that's coming down in the skies, it's already changed us. And we have moved into this other timeline. The timelines are splitting. 4D is manifesting here. Dark things are happening, and our reality is shifting and changing in front of our eyes. I'm getting contact from people from all over the world. They're all saying that this is happening. They're under attack, and they're seeing reality shift in front of their eyes, and I'm seeing it too. I had another experience and went for a walk the other night and touched all the trees when I was going around the block, all the trees. And again, I didn't get anything from them. And I'd watched a video just that day by, it was on YouTube, by Sophia Smallstorm. And it was, her video was on Morgellons. And it was a very long video, and she put it up. I don't know if it was 2009 or when, but she's a really intense researcher and is very good, and she goes deep, and then explains everything scientifically. And she talked about Morgellons and how they're, from the chemtrails, releasing all of these nanoparticles that are actually coming down and changing the DNA of everything that's biological, to turn this into a plastic reality, so that when you go out into the forest, she calls it the silent forest, where the trees will look alive, but there will be no life force. And I think this is what I was experiencing by, going to the trees. And they look alive, but what I got was that the dark side is keeping everything alive with a false frequency that's being beamed from the cell phones. And we're in this now. We're in it now, and people are getting trapped. People are getting programmed and trapped, and it's with implants. So if you have implants, now's the time to get them out. Now is the time. And I had another really weird experience the other night. I was doing another implant removal Friday night, and I heard something outside on my front porch, and the implant removal, it went 3 hours. 3 hours. I mean, I get in there, I don't stop until I feel like I'm done. Anyway, afterwards, I opened the door and looked out, and my doormat right in front of my storm door had been turned upside down and moved like 5 feet away from the door. Upside down and moved. And another thing was, I went in to start a load of laundry after that, and I'm throwing laundry into my washing machine, and there was about 2 inches of water in the bottom of the tub that had not been there before. So, explain those things to me. And, that didn't happen. That's not nothing. These are real things that are manifesting. So people, wake up. The time is now. Don't be deceived. Get your implants removed. Contact me at margoshealingcorner.com. I give a free consultation. We can talk about what's going on. Get your implants removed. Wake up. Get reconnected with God and Jesus and the angels. And if you can't, I'm working on a sliding fee scale. I'll just work with whatever you can afford. Time is short. You've got to get unplugged. You've got to not be deceived, because it's going to be so easy for them, the dark guys, to come into deceiving, and they're yanking people right and left. So time is now. Time is short. And I know that this is important information. I come under great attack every day, so don't be afraid. And people ask me, well, if I get my implants removed, will they come after me more and more? And it's like, well, you're under attack now. You're under attack now. Yeah, you will be under attack, but what do you want? Do you want to be connected and fully protected and be able to face the dark side, be able to face Satan and say, screw you, Satan, go back to hell and don't come back? Or do you want to sit there and quake and worry about what's going to happen? What is it? The time is now, and we have no time left. So go to my YouTube channel. Just type in Margo's Healing Corner. You'll find all my YouTubes. I'm doing private interviews with people. I did Jordan Maxvill. I just got him up. I did an interview with Richard Souter. I'm going to be doing another one with him and putting that up. I did an interview with Dan Willis. These are all private interviews that are only broadcast on my YouTube channel, and then they'll be uploaded other places too, but you'll find them there first. Follow me here, join my YouTube channel, and find me at margoshealingcorner.com. So that's all I have to say. Let's get prayed up and get ready for what's coming. God bless and good night.